welcome to Saturday night on HQ Trivia. I'm Beric Livingstone and I'm slightly obsessed by this Banksy artwork that self-destructed after being auctioned off for £1 million. Have you seen it? I tweeted about it earlier. It was one of his girls with balloon in a frame. It was auctioned off at Sotheby's, went for just over £1 million, and right after the hammer fell, a shredder built into the frame activated and started shredding the picture. Modern art is rubbish? It is now. This is a nice twist on stories like the cleaners who threw artworks away thinking they were actual rubbish. This happened to a Damien Hirst piece in 2001. Or when back in 1999, a housewife from South Wales straightened up Tracy Emin's famous unmade bed at the Tate Gallery because it was too much of a mess. I love it. Art should challenge our thinking and thinking should challenge our art. On with the thinking. Here come 12 questions and a £1,000 prize is yours to win or split if you can get all of them right. Use an extra life if you get a question wrong. You can use one per game except on the final cue. If you don't have an extra life and you get a wrong answer, then you can still watch the game. It's always nice to have you with us as we tell you the stories behind the trivia. Okay, let's get straight on with Q1. A wild guess is sometimes described as a shot in the what? Funny bone, rhubarb yogurt, dark. Now take a guess, preferably an educated one, at this. In fact, if you had to guess the answer to that, then I'm not sure this is the quiz for you. Blindfolds at the ready because it's a good old shot in the dark. Yes, and seeing the light, 54,400 of you, 2,613 thought a shot in the funny bone. Well, that is a funny answer, but it's not right. I hope you had an extra life at the ready there. As you may have heard, tomorrow is going to be amazing on HQ. For our 9 p.m. show, we are premiering The One, our regular game with a £5,000 prize, but all of that prize will be going to just one person. We'll keep asking questions until just one of you is left. Will you be the one? Will your great aunt Shirley be the one? Find out tomorrow. Q2. Which of these is the title of Ed Sheeran's best-selling single of 2017? Shape of You, Pale Shadow of Me, Monstrosity of Us. Ed Sheeran, what a geezer. He's a geezer what stepped on a geezer when he was in Iceland on his 25th birthday and he had to have a skin graft. So let that be a lesson to you. About what? I don't know. Anyway, Ed sat at number 1 for 14 weeks last year, but what was the name of the song he did it with? Getting polygonal, it was Shape of You. And I'm in love with your gameplay, 53,264 of you there. Yeah, this was a song that was originally meant for Rihanna, but Ed sang it and the rest is history. This week's other big news is that we are launching a new game called HQ Sports. If you're a sports fan or a sports fan, either, be sure to tune in for that. It will run between the big matches tomorrow. The start time is 2 p.m. and we have a brand new host, Tyler West. He is an amazing presenter. He's a brilliant sportsman. He plays handball to England level. Be there for that if you can. Onwards to Q3. Kidney and runner are types of what vegetable? Beans, spinach, cabbage. 3 curious comestibles, but not as curious as the fruit of the Hala Akapuhala tree I've been reading about today. Yeah, it's an actual thing. It looks like a giant planet exploding, and if you leave it out in the sun, it gets really stinky, and they call it the stink nut. Look it up. It's great. Anyway, back to the quiz. The whole point of being veggie is that you don't eat meat. But what kind of kidney will they happily munch on? Fairy tale currency, they're both beans. Beans, the special beans. 52,624 of you knew that. I let him go. I didn't know he'd stolen my beans. I was watching him crawl back over the wall and then bang, crash. Well, that's into the woods. Never mind. Q4. The TV program The Sky at Night is associated with which of these sciences? Astronomy, audiology, anthropology. Now, we know that if you get an ology, you're a scientist. But sometimes if you get an onomy, you're also a scientist. Which is it here? The sky at night is full of stars, but what do we call the study of them? Sounds like space food is space science. It's astronomy. Yes, the onomy was what we wanted to hear. 51,675 of you getting that right. Yeah, Patrick Moore used to present the show. Back in the 70s, he did an April Fool joke where he said, if you jump up, you'll feel the effect of a special planetary alignment and you can experience zero gravity. It was a joke, of course, but a lot of people wrote into BBC and said they could feel it. There you go. Q5. The F in the radio abbreviation FM stands for what? Function, feedback, frequency. FM, invented back in 1933, mostly broadcast in stereo now, although they experimented with quadraphonic in the 60s and 70s because that's cool. One of them is getting modulated, but which F word is it? The cheapest quincy available, it's frequency. Yes, frequency modulation, 49,910 of you knew that. FM allows you to broadcast higher quality sound than AM, but it still won't make I love it sound good. Q6. What's the name of the lower division of the Isle of Man's Parliament? House of Keys, Hall of Mirrors, Chamber of Secrets. Love the Isle of Man, sometimes just known as Man, where they put an extra N on it. And they speak Manx there, which is a kind of Celtic, Gaelic kind of language. Amazing. I'm pretty sure Harry Potter faced all of these, but which one do the Isle of Man's MPs have to face? Better at unlocking secrets than keeping them, it's the House of Keys. Furnished from IKEA, I guess. 41,704 of you knew that. It's where new laws are discussed and promptly lost down the back of a sofa. Now, before we go on to Q7, let's say a quick hello to Holly, who has won HQ 4 times and is officially a genius. And to Matthew, who has also won, and to his mum, who got the full impact of the good news. Hi to both of you. And to John from Northwich, good luck to everyone. On to Q7. Which of these is not a collective noun for geese? Plump, wedge, waddle. Geese are lovely creatures. Do you know, back in Victorian times, chimney sweeps would use geese. They put them down a chimney to collect a bit of soot before they started their work. Horrible, but true. They're known as a wedge in the air, but what are geese never called anywhere? Despite walking the walk, it's a waddle. And what'll you do if you got that wrong? Well, 10,242 of you didn't, but the rest of you did. That's a savage question. 32,000 eliminated there. Yeah, well, I guess it's not easy. There's so many of these crazy collective nouns. Flying close together makes them a plump, while a waddle of penguins do exactly what it says on the tin, or the packet. Q8. What product did the telecommunications company Nokia originally sell? Paper, vinyl records, radios. Nokia, like Nintendo, is one of those companies whose history goes back longer than you think. 150 years in Nokia's case. Apparently they still sell phones, but what were they flogging back in 1865? More of a sleeve than a record, it was paper. And right on, because 3,968 if you got that, but I think this was savage, another savage question there. We lost like 9,000 of you on that one. Yeah, well, it was a curious one. Nokia was originally a pulp mill company before expanding into electronics and indestructible phones. Okay, 819 people using extra lives to get back in. Nearly 4,000 left. Here we go, Q9. Of these female athletes, who has the most Instagram followers? Simone Biles, Rebecca Adlington, Missy Franklin. 3 Olympic gold medalists, 2 swimmers and a gymnast. Your value as a person is not based on how many Instagram followers you have. But who is clearly the best of this bunch? Backflipping her way to victory, it's Simone Biles. Smiles for Biles for 2,339 of you, but this was a little bit beastly, not quite savage. Simone has a 3.3 million Instagram followers, which is about 3.3 million more than I do. Onwards to Q10. The Queen's paternal grandfather had a tattoo of what on his arm? A dragon, a rose, a sword. The Queen has put up with a lot, and she takes a little bit of chocolate biscuit cake wherever she goes with her, which eases the burden. British kings have made some pretty regrettable choices, haven't they? But what did George V get a tattoo of? Going full Khaleesi, it was a dragon. This show's dragging on a bit, but 607 of you got that right. Although, another savage question at Q10, 2,000 eliminated. Ooh, it's getting exciting. George was proud of his tattoo when he was a young sailor, but he kept it hidden when he became the king. So it doesn't appear on any of his calendars. Q11. Which of these does not appear in Jan van Eyck's painting, the Arnolfini portrait? A mirror, oranges, a cat. Yep, Van Eyck, the 15th century painter based in Bruges. They are the 3 ingredients of every masterpiece, of course they are, but which one did Van Eyck leave out of this portrait? Resolutely a dog person, there isn't a cat. No kitty. In that painting, 522 of you getting that right. We lost half of you there. Another little bit Beasley question, another LBP. The Arnolfini portrait, if you look at the man in that, he looks quite a lot like Putin. I'm just saying, I think I might put it up on Twitter later so you can have a look. Okay, claws at the ready then, because we are belly rubbing into the final round. Meow. 67 of you using extra legs to get back in. 522 people getting their question right. £1,000 still to play for. Here comes Q12. Which territory's flag depicts a maritime disaster? Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands. Love a good flag. There's a boat on the flag of Guam, but it's more of a kind of tourist baseball cap image if you have a look at that one. Flags are drenched in symbolism, but whose is a prequel to the Titanic? The ship Sea Venture ventured to the bottom of the sea in 1609, but whose coastline was it flirting with at the time? Home to nobody's favourite triangle, it's Bermuda for the win. And triangulating victory, 251 winners tonight. Well, you flagged down a win there. Cabs are hard to find in this weather, but apparently Victory on HQ was able to be flagged down for 251 of you. Huge congratulations. You are taking home £3 and 98 or 99 pence. Congratulations to Stanley Boy, who is dressed as Cookie Monster in a tux. I love that avatar there. To Chandler6, to Tim KD99, who looks like he's on a very nice holiday or just has better weather than I do here. Kid Caddy999, and to all of you, you have done fantastically well. Lovely of you to spend the high point of the weekend with us. Thank you for playing. I'm Beric Livingstone. You can find me on Twitter or Insta. Look me up and say hi. Send me your shout requests. We are back tomorrow and don't miss it whatever you do. We have brand new HQ Sport launching at 2 p.m. and the next HQ Trivia show is at 9 p.m. where we will have a game where one winner takes home £5,000. Hope you can tune in for that. Meanwhile, enjoy your Saturday night. Goodbye.